In many of my videos, I go over the biggest catalyst for gold that I personally see happening in the future, which will be something to do with the central banks hoarding gold. Now, if you guys haven't seen my video called Why Are Central Banks Hoarding Gold? I'll put a link up to that near the end of this video, but this article is sort of a good addition to what I was talking about in that video. So this is from ibtimes.com and it's called China's Central Bank May Be Stocking Up on Gold. So basically, China has not reported its central bank holdings of gold since April 2009, and that was at 1,054 tons. Now, that's a long time span. From 2009 to 2014, they've been operating completely in the dark as to how much gold their central bank has been hoarding. We know that China tells its citizens, they encourage their citizens to invest in physical gold, and they make it very easy for them to do so. So it would be an understatement to say that China has a fascination with gold. And reports like this that say the central bank may be stocking up on gold, they just provide some good insight into what could possibly be going on in China. So let's see. There's growing appreciation of indications that the Chinese central bank has been accumulating gold in recent years, probably in significant quantities. There is no official data at all on Chinese official sector demand, HSBC Holdings said in late 2013, stressing the difficulty of devising accurate estimates here. It is one of the opaque elements of the market. China may be buying gold to diversify its foreign reserve holdings away from its heavy exposure to the US dollar, which accounts for the vast majority of its foreign reserves. China holds U.S. Treasury bonds worth $1.3 trillion, Bloomberg reported earlier this week, a new record. China were diversifying their holdings away from dollars towards euros. And then, of course, the euro crisis broke out, and there were questions about the structural stability or viability of the euro. Now, another thing that has been going on in China as of recently is the big Bitcoin boom that started, I guess you could say, relatively, you know, earlier. Like it happened, I'd say around like early November is when the Chinese were really opened up to the Bitcoin market, and as we all know, the price exploded from, well, I don't even know where it exploded from, but it went up to $1,200. And the main reason for that was the fact that the Chinese were given the opportunity to easily invest in Bitcoin through the BTC China that was, opening its doors to more and more Chinese and doing more advertising and getting their name out there. So the huge boom in Bitcoin can be attributed to the Chinese just trying to put their money somewhere because they're just searching for some safe place to to hold their money. Now, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin at $800 is not a safe place to hold your money for the time being. But, when it was $100, $200, things were a lot different. So, bringing that over to gold, their gold demand and their gold appetite over the past few years has been in the shadows. All we can see is sort of what they allow us to see on the surface, and what they're doing behind the scenes, what they're doing, with their central bank, how much they're actually holding. is still to be seen. And a lot of people say the biggest catalyst for a massive, major gold explosion in price in the future is when China finally comes out and they officially report how much gold they have been hoarding over the past few years. So, as I like to end off all my videos, I'll leave this as a question to you guys. What do you guys believe China has been doing with gold since 2009? So, since the financial crisis in the West, since quantitative easing has just been blown completely out of proportion, since they hold over $1 trillion of US currency reserves. What is the effect going to be on the gold price when they come out and they tell the world, more like shock the world, with the realization of how much gold they have actually been holding over the past few years?